These are all the real food ingredients that provide your body everything it needs to build size and muscle. Now, let's get it faster. Flex Food is 46 real food ingredients on demand for real muscle building meals and real results fast.
How's it going, guys? Generation Iron here. We're wrapping up prejudging tonight here at the Arnold Classic in Columbus, Ohio. Obviously, Victor won the most best dressed award. He came with the drip, didn't tell me about it, so you know. Let's just start with classic physique. Obviously, looking at it from the standpoint of being in the crowd, I'll be honest, it was closer than a lot of people at home would have thought it was, man. It was really close.
But from the prejudging up until now, I did have Dino, first. Again, it's just he come off a second place finishing at the Olympia. They followed up. He stayed, kept the momentum going, and he deserved that first. But Earl's was good, right on his tail, but Dino just came in.
I had Dino from the front, Urs from the back, and so when I really looked at it, the side poses kind of set him apart a little bit. I think that for me, the one weak pose I saw on Urs was the 3/4 twisting double bicep.
3/4 and a little bit on the front double, and the side chest was just that's Dino all the way.
I will say though that Urs got tighter for the night show for sure.
No,
without
he did
question.
get tighter, but it's just he was out muscled slightly.
Yeah.
He did win the best poser award.
Yep.
That's
as
not
he should.
bad.
That little entertainment breakdown right at the end was great, man.
He did the worm on stage.
It was cool.
I haven't seen breakdance.
It was smooth, it was smooth.
But he did it right, so I give him some points for
I
that.
I did.
And 10 grand on top.
I mean, can't be mad at that.
Hurt.
That's a good follow-up.
And Alex, Costa Rica.
Yeah.
Se vio bien Alex. Va a seguir y va a seguir compitiendo porque tiene un balance lindo. He's got a great balance.
I was going to say same thing. I was going to say same thing.
Again, I got to throw it in Spanish. He's from Central America and he represents his country really well.
Yeah. So obviously now we'll go straight to prejudging for men's open.
The open. Wow.
I mean, listen. I took notes the whole time, right? We'll do a full recap tomorrow after the finals, but I will say, in terms of being much improved, in terms of Samson, Andrew, and Nick, they obviously had him in the top 3.
Yes.
They did a little bit of a second call out there for basically 4th and 5th, where they had William, Akeem, Sean.
They had Sean Clarita on the first call.
They did.
That was pretty impressive.
I mean, listen, I will say this. The most impressive pose of the day outside of just size was the intercostals pose that Sean did.
Yes.
I mean, feathering all the way up
all
past
the way
his
up.
hip.
Definitely, I would say most conditioned on stage.
From the rear, I will say Nick's hamstrings. Nobody had hamstrings like that.
Nick was lights out from the back. He was lights out, and
Andrew jacked in terms of a full package. For me, I mean, when he came out, I was really excited to see. When he started posing, I was like, holy!
Started posing,
this
kept
is
getting
crazy.
tighter, drier.
The striations in his most muscular pose through his chest went all the way to the connectors.
As I said, Nick is a force to be reckoned with. They put him right in the middle. I know they shuffled the guys around. A little confusion there because they had Samson on one side, they had Andrew Jack on the other, but
which Steve doesn't normally do. Bring him back all 3, move them to the center all 3.
Yeah, but that's a little psych out, trying to tease the audience a little, so they could kind of, keep throwing it up in the air. Who's gonna win? But I think it's Nick.
I think lower body conditioning, even from the side poses, Nick took it. I gotta say, I love Andrew's variation on the front double bicep. A little bit of a classic turn to it. Samson, amazing poses in terms of him being able to hold his poses really strong. I'm gonna give Nick a little bit of a secondary shout out. Most people reset their leg when they go from rear double bicep to rear lat spread. He left it contracted the whole time, 2 minutes long, man.
You know what? He planted himself and he focused on throwing that back. Man. That back is just massive. I say most conditioned back.
For sure. I think that in terms of even the taper between the top 3 guys, I gotta say, man, this is a very close top 3. I think it's going to be a 1-point decision between all 3 of them.
And Rami did make the changes. They came in a little bit better from the Olympia, but just not enough to really wow the judges.
I wanted to just see a little bit more separation.
A little bit more separation, and unfortunately he didn't crack it. But Big Rami is a competitor. Can't count him out.
No.
He's gonna keep going. He's gonna keep knocking down the doors.
I think in terms of the overall from the side, so imposing on everybody else. And by the way, Patrick Moore coming back from that injury.
Patrick Moore, yes, we still got a little bit more, you know.
Yep.
He can still do it in the next few shows. I know he's gonna come back and qualify for that Olympia.
I mean, his upper body honestly was there.
Yeah.
It really was. And to come back
is.
from an injury that serious and still have some really shredded quads from the side pose too, sweeping hamstrings.
No, a little bit more on the hamstrings.
A little bit more.
That's what I want to see more from Patrick Moore. And he's going to do it. He's got some time. And again, coming out from injury as serious as the Achilles, it's something big, you know?
Yeah. And honestly, guys, there's no predictions here. What we really want to see is who improves from day 1 to day 2. Finals are going to be insane. The energy was super high. I got to say, man.
I can't leave out the, the fitness. Fitness was
That's
well.
true.
I
Yeah.
it out. 2P.
Yep.
That's great. And she looked good. A good routine. Expected Jacqueline, you know, and it's just she worked so hard. Brought in a great routine as well. 2 fellow, Ariel is from New York. You know, she lives in Miami, so 2 old school New Yorkers, and it was great showing.
What always cracks me up about that too, she said from the very beginning, from the time that she turned pro, was I know my days are numbered in the sport. I really want to, make it through my mid-20s and then have a family. But the thing is she's so dominating. I'm like, man, you're just gonna get off the throne and be like, that's it, I'm done.
I think it's gonna be hard because she's turned pro so young and she still has so much more to go.
She could do another decade, retire in her 30s, and everyone would still be talking about her into her 50s.
Well, I think she should do it after the Olympia, have the babies and all that stuff, because once you have those babies, man, it's gonna be tough, man.
The flips are a different thing once you have the kids, man. Ask my wife, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, and wellness, if I was a judge, I would have a hard time judging that.
My favorite thing was Arnold comes out, just takes a deep breath into the microphone, like.
And backstory from backstage, Arnold, what is this wellness thing, you know? And we're like, oh man, how do you explain wellness?
Well, that's
bigger
why he
booty,
said that.
Bigger legs, that's it.
And he said to her when she said, oh, I just train my legs every other day. He goes, well, you explained it. That's exactly what he said on stage, man. But listen, the amount of the production quality here has been amazing. I know that they're going to really bring the athletes out for day 2 and really give them a shot in terms of showing the crowd what they got. We're super excited to tell you guys after the finals what we saw in person, because just like Steve said in Generation Iron originally, when you see it in person, it's a whole different experience. It's so different.
It's an entire different experience, and thank you guys for joining us. Generation Iron, tune in.
That's right. We'll see you guys tomorrow for finals.